Hey, how everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for hitting that thumbnail. Got something special for you. As promised, this is the crash course to the Money is an Art Financial Literacy coffee table book. I told everybody that I want to give them just a sneak peek, but also enough that I feel that if you look at this alone, you'll get enough value to have a good idea on what it takes to create the financial landscape that you feel like is a masterpiece. Create a work of art that you want to show everybody. Create a work of art that you feel proud to say, I did this, I made this. And essentially that's what this book is about. There's 100 principles / quotes that I have come up with over the years that have helped me be able to have a good grasp on money. I wouldn't say rich, there's a lot of things I still need to learn, but I think if you can learn the things that I'm about to teach you, you will be on the right path. And my goal with my channel, Become Better, More Money, is to be able to help people be the first person in their family to set their financial compass in the right direction. So you might not necessarily become rich, you might not necessarily become wealthy. It's very possible, but you will for sure be set on the right path. And I think that is the first part and the most important part, to make sure that you're going in the right direction. Because you could be walking for days, and then just found out that, hey, I've been going the wrong way. And it may seem like everything that you did up leading to that point to where you came into that enlightenment or that epiphany, you had that epiphany that it was wasted. But it's better to start and understand which direction you need to go in than it is to keep walking in the wrong direction to never ever find out that you were going in the wrong direction at the end of the day. So hopefully with this crash course, this course in this book, you will be able to be on the right path to creating the masterpiece, the financial landscape that you will love to share with the world and be proud of. And side note, that's my goal overall, y'all. That is my personal goal, and my one sentence mission statement is to help people be the first person on their financial, help people to be the first person in their family to set their financial compass in the right direction. So hopefully everything that I do, that y'all notice me for and notice me doing, is with that intent, and it seems like, and it's coming off with that. So y'all know, if y'all are subscribers, y'all used to me, y'all know I don't like taking forever with the introductions, but this is something different. So it's going to look a little different. It's going to feel a little different, but it's still going to be me. And thank y'all once again for people who are first coming in. Welcome to people who are returning. Welcome back. Thank y'all for the love. Let's get to it. As y'all can already see, I already have the board pre-filled out. So that means I'm already saving time. I don't even have to, write. Most of the time I write, I will fill in some of this with red and green, really depending. Why I throw that like that? I'm so silly. But yeah, let's get started. So as y'all can see here, these are the 10 quotes, but what I like to call the 10 core principles. So the book has 100 quotes / principles in it. There's 10 core principles, and then there's 9 sub-core principles. So for every core principle, there's 9 sub-core principles. Each principle represents something that has a picture in the book. Each picture represents a core principle, and then all the sub-core principles are pretty much more details or more enlightenment or more in-depth perspective and advice and the philosophies that I've come up with in relation to the first, or should I say the core principle. So as we see here, the first core principle is wealth starts in the mind. Wealth starts in the mind is very powerful because what it does is it shows you that all the money that you want to make, all the money that you will ever make, all of the things that you want to happen in your life, it starts from within. It starts from you. It starts from your thoughts. It starts from the way that you view the world. It starts from your perspective. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of people listen to or have heard the quote unquote pseudoscience, new thought, self-help, personal development narrative that's been out there for almost 100 years. probably, I think it'll make exactly 100 years if we, go 20 years from now. So about 80 years to where, oh, the wealth is in the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, and money. You have to think yourself into wealth. You have to think. And I know because you hear something so much, you either think, hey, if so many people are saying it, it has to be true. But also, is it just bullshit? And this is me, y'all. I'm not some, big time dude, and I'm not getting paid to do any of this as far as a sponsor or anything. And I will still solidify and I will harp on even more of what has been taught in the self-help personal development world of how if you're thinking to become a certain type of person, you will become that person. Books like Power of the Subconscious Mind, The Magic of Thinking Big, books that everybody I'm sure has heard, if not most people, Think and Grow Rich. All those things that are secrets of a millionaire mind. All of those book titles are trying to give you a clue that, hey, if you want to become wealthy, it starts off in your mind. But what the secret about that is, yes, it starts off with how you think. True. But it also starts off with understanding the true solid fact is that everything that a man can touch that was not made by nature or not made by God, source, higher power, higher being, whatever you believe in, was thought from the mind of a woman and the man, or a man and a woman. Point blank period. There's not one thing that you can think about that's tangible, that you can touch, that did not come from somebody's mind. And if you think about all the things that are tangible that came from somebody's mind, you can put a number to it and you can make a transaction for that thing, and that thing has deemed somebody worthy of being wealthy. It's literally that simple. So I don't want people to have to feel like they have to rush and go out there and try to find, where is the wealth? Yeah, you can use those things as references to what you might want to copy, or you might aspire to create, or even just find some level of inspiration from, but always draw it back to yourself and what you have going on here, because that's where they got it from. They got it from the same universal, infinite thought world, infinite universal library of knowledge like everybody else before them did, whether it was from a dream, whether it was something that they just thought about when they was a kid, whether it was something that they just did what I said and they seen other people doing certain things, and it was like, that kind of does something to my heart. That does something to my mind. It makes me feel some type of way. So understand this one concept alone, and you will be on the path to be able to creating wealth forever, creating riches forever, creating some level of passive income forever, making money from what you love. And as you can see, I'm breaking it down because it doesn't have to always be wealth, 10 billion, 100 million, 50 million. It doesn't always have to be rich, 2 million, 5 million, million. It doesn't always have to be high salary, 200,000, 500,000. It doesn't have to always be like that. Whatever you feel that can allow you to have a certain level of joy and freedom and happiness, and you're getting a monetary transaction based off of that feeling, then you should be good. Everybody's standard of what that looks like is different, okay? So that's where wealth starts in the mind, y'all. Just remember that. Everything, and this is an exact quote in the book, everything that is visible, everything that's tangible is the child of the invisible. So as in everything that you touch came from a place that was not able to be touched first. It came from the invisible world. Because when it's in your mind, it's just in your mind's eye. And then somebody have to really believe and put it out into the world and say, you know what, this can be something. Okay? So like I said, this is a crash course. So we're getting along through this thing. The second thing is, so we'll just put here, ideas make money. Ideas come from the mind. All right. And there's so many other things, of course. Oh, you can have an idea. And if an idea doesn't get action, if you don't have action, if you don't have logic, if you don't have a lot of those things matter, of course. But the basis of it is You can have all the logic in the world, have all of these things, but if you don't have no damn idea, you're not going nowhere. No, it's because even the things that are the most logical things are still an idea. It's still a spark. It's still I thought of this, which is coming from the mind, which, if you don't know, the mind is just not in the brain. They want to tell you that the mind is in the brain, and that's the only way that we can depict it. But the mind is literally the whole vessel. It's the whole self. You know how the mind is the whole vessel? Because I don't have to tell my hand, I don't have to say, lift arm up. I can just do this all day. I can do this and do this at the same time. That's amazing how intelligent our brains are, intelligent our minds are, because I can lift my arm without having to say lift. But certain things have to be given commands for them to be able to have those mobilities and those motions. It's amazing, y'all. So the second thing is know the numbers. Know the numbers. I think I have talked about this one before in one of the saving financial budgeting. So I'll put that either at the end or in the card right here. But financial budgeting, I put that know the numbers. Know the numbers is powerful, y'all, because you have to realize that at the end of the day, money, $1, $2, $3, $5, go up 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, etc. What are those? I mean, a kid can tell you what that. If you say 1, 2, 3, I'm naming these off. I can go to my kids, mommy, papi. I'm naming these things. 1, 7, 8, 9, 100. What are those? What did I just say? They'd be like, oh, those are numbers. But it's crazy because we know what a number is, but we still can't figure out how a number fits into becoming wealthy or getting rich or having a higher salary or even having a job that we enjoy to pay our bills, or even, I'm always breaking it down, y'all, because like I said, I ain't rich, but we on that path. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, the numbers are there, but people can't see how to connect $1 to $100 to $1,000. And it's just all numbers. So the power behind knowing the numbers is when you're trying to figure out where your money is going and how you want to work your money, and what your money pretty much is a tool. It's a option for you to be able to have more options, you know, because people can say, well, you know what? I'll go take this goal in, and what they're going to give you? They're going to give you some paper. And we don't even have to go down that whole little money journey. I've talked about that in plenty of other books. But when you give them something that's worth something that's valuable enough, they're going to transact. They're going to trade it for something that they feel that you can take out into the world and get something else, which is paper, which is digital, which is super digital now. From the credit cards to when they put the money in the bank, you think your paper money is in there. They done already loaned that out to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people already. So when you're looking at the numbers, the goal is to understand, okay, how do these numbers affect my life? For every bill you have, there's a number attached to it. For every time you move somewhere, there's a number attached to it, whether it's a time number, whether it's a gas pump number, a mileage. There's a number for every part of your life, but people don't know the numbers in relation to their everyday lives and their everyday tasks, and they're wondering why they're always catching up. They can't save enough money. They don't know where their bills are. They're getting late notices. All of those things and actions that I just said have a number attached to it. So if you know the numbers of your life, you're able to control what goes on around you, because everything around you is based off of a number. When they say the light bill, there's a number attached to that. When they say how much you got to work, there's a number attached to the hours you got to work. When you want to get some gas, there's a number attached to that. When you talk about yourself, you was born for myself 38 years. There's a number attached to all these things, but we don't know the numbers, and then we wonder why we don't have any money. And we wonder why our lives are not going in the financial direction and building the financial landscape that we would like, because we don't know the numbers. So one of the biggest things I think is the first, and matter of fact, let's pull it up. Y'all ain't even look bad marketing. The first quote within Know Your Numbers is, and for a second, y'all, I'm so anal. I just noticed a typo in the book. So for a while, I'm gonna promote everybody go get it, but it might be off a line for maybe like a week or so, but it'll be back up because I noticed a typo and I gotta fix it because I'm not about to put no bullshit out in the world. So just go back real quick. So the first quote, I don't know if I can see that, in Wealth is in the Mind. Money doesn't exist without an idea to spend it on. Think about that. Every time you buy something, every time you get some money, you want to go buy it, right? And spend it on what? Somebody else's idea. So Know the numbers. The first quote in Know the Numbers is, hopefully y'all can see that. First quote in Know the Numbers is, do the math on all areas that involve financial transactions. It didn't say do the math on this area, that area, that. Do the numbers on all financial transactions. All of them. And I just recently said that in a video. Saving. I think it was for the saving. It was become better at saving. And I said, if somebody can ask me where every penny went for the last 2 years, I can tell them down to the penny. Can you do that? And the goal is for you to be able to say that yes and go ask other people in your family and say, hey, can all of us as a family, it's 10 of us, we at Thanksgiving, we at Christmas, we about to go into the summertime. So now you got the first day of school, you got 4th of July, you got Labor Day, you got pool parties galore. We out here eating hot dogs and drinking and doing everything. Can everybody tell me, how much y'all spent last year? Y'all know where all your money went? Everybody gonna probably be goddamn crickets. You're gonna probably hear crickets at the goddamn barbecue. But the goal is to get there. And I'm not saying this to say I'm better than you. I'm not better than anybody. And I tell my kids this. The only thing that makes a person better in my mind is the choices that they make. And as soon as I start making worse choices or bad choices, then I'm just as bad as the next person that's making them same choices as well. So hopefully y'all got that, y'all. Know the numbers. Understand the numbers. Okay? When you know the numbers, you know how to control what's going on around you. So let's put that. When you know the numbers, you know how to control, let's just put surroundings for the sake of space and time. Okay, so there we go. Wealth is in the mind. Know your numbers. Principle number 3, y'all. Being broke is selfish. I love this one because this one confuses a lot of people. So, this one fire because it's so true. As you can see here on that one, being broke is selfish. There's some hands and the hands are tied. And if you notice, the chain that's tying the hands is actually made out of copper. And if you look at the bottom, those are pennies. It's made out of pennies. And those are hands reaching out, but they don't have nothing to give. So the reason why being broke is selfish is because the people who run the world, and I can't remember what video I talked about this about before in the past, it's one of them. But the people who run the world, you know why they're not the most selfish people in the world? Because they created enough ideas to be able to service other people. You might not like Amazon. You might not like motherfucking Jeff Bezos. You might not like Tesla. You might not like Walmart. You might not, but imagine if all of these people who created these things did not exist and they never made it. Imagine how much your life would change. From a level of what products you will be able to get, from a level of what products you will be able to get for a certain price, from a level of what services you will be able to receive, for a level of what services you will be able to receive from a certain price. And that's just the spending money side. Let's not talk about the being able to contribute to society in the economic side, as in the amount of job that you will be able to get, the employment that you have. I worked at Walmart and I went on an interview for Amazon, but ended up getting another job. So I'm not talking about stuff that I don't know about. So the things I talk about, I've done it. I was in the Amazon process of getting a job, like I said, in the shipping, and worked in a Walmart 2 times for 2 different versions of Walmart, Sam Club and Walmart. So I understand that these people understood that, hey, if I'm going to get rich, then I can't be selfish. And if I can't be selfish, that means I have to have enough to be able to create for other people. So that means I have to have enough of my discipline so I can build something. I have to have enough of my reliability so I can follow through on what I say, my accountability so I can follow through on what I say. So the people who have done these things, they thought about these things because they knew, hey, if I make more and I create more for more people, then I will have more. If I stop focusing solely on my own issues and solve other people's problems, then they'll pay me for it. It's that simple. So the goal of understanding being broke is selfish, because if you don't have nothing to give, then you're only thinking about yourself. And just having enough for you is nowhere near fucking enough. Nowhere near fucking enough. And that's the crazy part about it. If you only got enough for yourself, then who else can benefit from you being around in this world? And that's why the rich people benefit. That's why the rich people run the world, because so many people benefit from them. If people could understand that the reason the rich people run the world, and let's take slavery aside, oppression, and all the excuses that the motherfuckers want to make. Let's just take a person's mind and them being able to make their dreams come true from their mind and their dedication and hard work. If you understand that, then you realize the rich people run the world and the wealthy run the world because they benefit so many other people's lives more than the people who are their benefit lives benefit other people's lives. While most people going out there and sitting in the Chick-fil-A line, probably buying Chick-fil-A they don't need, going to Walmart, shopping cart filled like a motherfucker with a whole bunch of food they probably don't need, buying a lot of different things you don't need, when in reality, if you understood number one and two, that you probably would be taking that money, budgeting your money, and be like, you know what, let me create an idea. Let me create a system. I don't even care if it's a cottage kitchen company, as in a cottage kitchen as a type of food product that you make in your home, which you can actually get a license to do and legally can do it. And you out there selling fucking cookies, and one day, 6 years later, somebody just takes your cookies and like, man, we just want to buy this from you. You're not even trying to become big. But because your heart was in your right place, and your mind was in the right place to provide for other people, then the marketplace provided for you. And that's just how it goes. I say that every day. I'm like, I don't have to work because I provide enough for the marketplace that the marketplace pays for stuff for me. And I'll buy it. That's not 100% true. And it is true on certain levels of why I don't spend money on certain things and why I can afford to do certain things. But I know it's going to be true on a whole level that I literally people just like, here you go, you can have this. Why do you think when you go in places, the rich people don't never have to pay for nothing? Because they know that they're good for it because they created so much other stuff for other people already. So that's that one, y'all. Being broke is selfish, because when you have more, you can get more. Okay. Whew, time isn't money. Boy, this is one that everybody say all the time. Time ain't money. Time ain't money. And I wanted to break that one down a lot differently. So, and I'm putting one of the most cliche versions of a quote. It's not said verbatim, but this is pretty much almost verbatim was what people used to say. And so I want to take 100% claim for this quote, this principle. But every other one, I believe, came out of my mind first. So this one, time isn't money. As you see, you can get time, you can get money back, but you can't get time back. I believe that's what it say. Yep, you can get money back, but you can't get time back. Simply say it. But what's special about this is that people don't realize that time is a rare resource than money. And that's one of the reasons why you have to get out of the mentality of putting a dollar amount to a minute amount, or putting a monetary number to a time number. Because if you're always doing that, you will never truly understand the real reason of money, which is something we're going to talk about later on, which is options and freedoms. The ability to say, I want to go here and do this no matter what nobody says I can do or not, or can't do it or not. And not being flagrant, or not being somebody who is just, being a tyrant and doing things that are just bad for the world overall and just being selfish. But being able to say, you know what, I'm not held back because the lack of resources I have, lack of money I have, lack of options I have. So when you understand that time isn't money, you stop looking at time as money. You stop trying to figure out ways how to make your money with time. Because in the beginning, all you think is, man, if I can just get that $7.50 an hour, or if I can sell 50 of these in 1 hour, it's like, you got to be able to figure out how to make a system and don't even give a fuck about the sun or the moon. And what that's going to do is that system and that idea is going to outlive you. Nigga, Walmart, I think the CEO of Walmart died in the 90s. I mean, in the late 80s. When did Sam Walton die? There you go, in the 90s, late 80s, 1992. Sam Walton died in 1992, y'all. 1992. That was 37 years ago. Sam Walton died 1992. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he still is able to leave a mark almost 37 years ago, and he's still able to leave a mark in this world, shows he wasn't thinking about time from the long scale. Maybe in the beginning he did, but he knew that, you know what I'm doing is going to surpass time, and it's going to outlive me. And if I'm only thinking about how much I can do over a certain amount of time, then I'm not really being true to myself. Because first of all, you only going to get a limited amount of time no matter what. Even if the universe and time is infinite, We are carbon-based vessels which have a shelf life. I mean, it is what it is. So if you're expecting it to have an exponential amount of money within a set amount of time, then that doesn't balance out. It'll never work because you can only work for so many hours in a day without crashing out. And I mean, crashing out is in the part of getting tired. And you can only do so many things within a certain amount of hours before you start to shut down. So the goal is to be able to say, okay, time isn't money. I don't even see a dollar amount and a time on the clock. I'm like, what I'm doing is surpassing that. So you have to understand how to build something to where your presence is not needed to be able to receive your money, and the fact that what you're doing will outlast time in itself. Because I think, in my opinion, Walmart always gonna be around. It's gonna be year 2090, 2100, 2120, 2140, and we still gonna have some version of Walmart. Some version of Walmart. Because he understood that concept. So the goal is to create something that lasts longer than time, which sounds crazy, but the reason why I'm saying lasts longer than time is because we all know time is infinite. But if that thing that you can create goes as long as time goes, then it would eventually outlast the time of the people that are bearing witness to it, and it'll just keep going. So I'm gonna die, my kids don't die, my kids gonna die, but Walmart will still be there. Amazon will still be there. Tesla will still be there. Your business will still be there. 1888 House, which is my publishing company, still be there. And that's how things have to be designed, y'all. So that's how we thinking now. If it ain't like that, then you should be trying to figure out another way to do what you got to do when it comes to your money. So the next thing is, money is energy. Money is energy is a good one too. And this is one that I think I had to explain this to my mama. And yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button too. Tap in if y'all still rocking with me. If y'all jumped around, hopefully y'all following through. But y'all make sure y'all tap that subscribe and show some love. Hit them comments too. So this is and I showed this one before, but you see that's a chakra, and each chakra within it has a currency symbol. So the dollar, the pound, the yuan, the yen, the peso, etc. in the certain levels. But this one's good because, and I'm about to laugh because it's like when this hit me, y'all, it really changed the way I thought. So money is energy because, one, you cannot make it without exerting energy. Two, you cannot receive it without energy being exerted. So when you're going to work, what are you doing? You're going to work, right? You're moving, you're burning calories. Like, that's why I tell people when I would like talk to girls and they would be so hyped up, and that's just feminine energy, because a dude can do it too. So nothing against the ladies who aren't like this. And there might be males that are like this. And like, oh, let's go, it's free. We don't have to spend any money. Yeah, we might not have to spend any money, but we got to spend some energy. And if you're not spending energy, you're going to end up spending money, right? Because you're going to go out and you're going to walk around, and what's going to happen? You're going to get thirsty. Unless you bought the whole motherfucking faucet with you, you're going to want to find some water to drink, you know? Or you're going to end up wanting to eat. You're going to get hungry. You're going to get tired. You're going to have to sleep again. So when you come home, you sleep what? The AC's on. The heat, like, so every energy is always moving constantly, whether you feel like you're making a monetary transactional for the cause of it or not. Whether you feel like you're making a transactional cause for energy or not, it's always moving. Lights is on, water's running, AC's on, like the grid is constantly on where you're getting your light from. So these energetical things are constantly around you, which in our mind, because we have to have something that is fungible, as in I give you this and you give me that, and they're equal, so we don't feel like we're getting cheated out of each other. Money is the median. It's right there in the middle. When you're walking and you tired and you about to go on Chipotle and wait in the line, you scrolling your phone, you spending energy. You're looking at the phone, you spending energy. Your phone is losing battery, you spending energy. You walking up to the line, ordering your food. That's all calories being burned. Whether you're a person who might have hypothermic problems, you don't burn as much calories. It's not necessarily the fact that I'm losing weight, I'm losing calories. It's the fact that energy is still moving regardless. And unless you're tapped in, you don't realize that that amount of energy that you're exerting is going to be tied to a number. You might not just see it until it hit and you're like, dang, I done drove my car this much. I done bought this much food. And then you finally like, well, damn, well, how did I do all this? Because all of the energy that led up to those little small transactions of those monetary, energetical transactions that you wasn't paying attention to because you wasn't tapped in and realized that, hey, money's energy at the end of the day. But on the flip side, if you understand it, you can get on the receiving side. That's why people get paid from attention. There's another thing in here. I don't know if I can find it real quick. Oh, there it is. That's the first quote in there. Concentration requires energy and money follows attention and focus. So for you to concentrate and pay attention, if you're watching this, you're concentrating, right? You're paying attention. That requires energy to pay attention. Because if not, what you're going to get tired, you're going to fall asleep and be like, now your energy is going to sleeping and rejuvenating, but the battery is still going. It's just recharging. So, and money follows attention and focus. So money follows attention and focus. Why do you think the people who have the most money are the ones that got all the likes, got all the followers, who be on TV? I can name 3 people: Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and Barbara Walters. And if you depend on what age, you're going to know all of those people. You're going to know all those people depending on what age you are. Yeah, depending on what age you are. Because what? Because we paid attention to them. Our energy was put towards them. So understand that, y'all. Money is energy. The concentration that you have comes with money. So let's see that. And that's what it is. Once you understand the concentration comes with energy, you're going to focus more. You're going to be like, all right, I'm not about to spend my focus on this because at the end of the day, my money is following this. Because something called opportunity cost. I love mentioning it. Opportunity cost. One of my favorite underrated. Nah, it's not underrated. For all the econs, economic nerds like me, we know it. But for most people, it could change people's lives. And people don't know about opportunity cost. You can't be doing 2 opposite things at one time. You can't be doing 2 things at one time. So the opportunity cost is the fact that you're doing this, you're missing out on the other option. Next thing. So we have money cares for those who care for it. This is still hands down my favorite illustration, favorite drawing. So it's a mama feeding her bag money a bottle of $100 bills with the baby bag monies under her. So you can see real close. It's a mama feeding the bag of money, more money, with a bottle with money in it. And then there's little baby bottles, baby bags of money down there too. The little brothers and sisters. Yeah, she getting money. And the first quote on here says, don't be the reason you and money have a toxic relationship. So like I said, there was no real order, I believe, that when I put the sub-principle quotes, it might have been, because it took a while for me to break these down. But this one's so powerful to me is because it kind of goes back to the know the numbers. And people expect to be able to have this certain life, and they expect their money to take care of this certain life, and they're not taking care of their money. It's like you expect your car to get you where you got to get to, but you're not doing the maintenance on it. That don't make no damn sense. You expect your car to drive you across the country. You expect your car to get you to work without a damn hassle, but you're not making sure that the oil is regularly changed, and you're checking your tires and making sure your air is properly pumped. How do you expect that thing to take care of you if you're not taking care of it? Same thing with your crib. You expect your crib to be nice and make sure that your house keeps you warm and cozy, but you're not keeping a good time or making sure you stay in a neighborhood that has a good maintenance. And that's something you kind of can't control. Well, you can if you understand money and live in certain places, but being negligent on those things. Oh man, I could have called the maintenance man last week, but I forgot to call him. I forgot, and now it's later than it should have been, and now you probably got a problem with something leaking or something crazy like that. And I think y'all understand what I mean, and when I'm saying this, that the moment that you start getting real serious in treating your money like it was designed to take care of you, then you will realize it's doing everything it needs to do and some. The exact same thing with our bodies. That's why, I'm talking about when I went cold turkey with smoking and drinking, it was easy for me to never go back. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the Becoming Better at Sobriety too, because that video is not getting enough fucking likes, and I don't even care about the likes for the monetary purposes. I really don't give a fuck. I just want people to understand how powerful that is. So y'all go check that Become Better at Sobriety. I think I'm gonna put the financial one, and the sobriety, the financial budget and the sobriety at the end. Because the moment I figured that out and it tapped in, because I wanted to get sober for a long time, not to go on a tangent, because y'all can go obviously listen to it from the video, but it made sense. I was like, bro, my body was designed to take care of me. Yo, my bad, y'all. I had to realize it cut off because that alarm went off. So I already registered, wrote everything out. But we keep going. We're going to keep moving, keep going forward. Ain't nothing going to stop nothing. I already wrote everything out because I just realized it stopped recording. I went through the whole thing. So I'm going to just pick up from where I left. But yeah, like I was saying, once I realized my body was designed to take care of me, everything changed, y'all. It changed. It changed to the point where I was just like, what am I doing? Like, this was meant to take care of me and make me have a better life. And your money does the exact same thing. Your money is literally yelling and saying, like, take care of me, please take care of me. And like I mentioned before, we know where our kids are going. When our kids were little, we knew where they were at. When our kids were small, we knew exactly where our kids was at. But why don't we know where our money is? Why don't we have that exact same level of intention and care for our money as much as our kids? Because what? Because we don't think that our money will take care of us. We don't think that our money was designed to take care of us, so we don't cherish it. But we have a connection with our money, our kids. But what's even crazier about this is that if we take care of our money will take care of us and our kids can take care of us. And like I said, it cut off, so I really don't know exactly what I've said over. So if I say stuff, I repeat it again, then forgive me, y'all. But if you hear, your kids was really designed to take care of you, and that's what they do. And a lot of times we don't see that. You don't see that as much as you could, especially for, like I said, for like Black people. Unfortunately, there is some, but not as much. Other races, parents will come in, stay in the house, raise a kid, keep the culture flowing, keep the same type of environment around that the mother and father was raised in, and that's how it's supposed to. So that level of like give and take is already established in us as humans. But we just don't have that same connection with our money because we don't really know and realize that it was solely designed to take care of you. The exact same way your body was, y'all. So the moment that you start neglecting your body, what happens? The moment it's like, oh, I don't care, I'm gonna eat this. Oh, I don't care, I'm gonna drink this. It's not like nothing don't happen. What you do, like tell me a time when you did something to your body and you feel like you made a choice and there was no repercussion from it. So why do you think you're not supposed to have no repercussions when you neglect your money? It doesn't make sense. You neglect your body and do bad things to it. And you don't seem surprised, like, oh, I'm in the hospital, oh, this happened. But then you neglect your money and do bad things with it. And then you surprised when you broke and don't have none. That's crazy. So for the sake of time, and like I said, having to pick up from where I left and going through the whole thing and I realizing it cut off, we're going to jump to the next one. So the next thing that we're talking about, y'all, is it takes emotion to make money and logic to keep it. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Oh, no, my bad. I'm sorry. Money is a magnifying glass. Money is a magnifying glass. So money is a magnifying glass really helped me out too. Kind of to keep harping on with the like the sobriety thing and the being healthy and taking care of yourself. Because I understood this once I started looking at how I was. And I used to have prayers and I'd be like, man, God, I don't even want to get to like a high salary. I don't want to get to $100,000+ until I can, be done drinking and doing what I was doing with substance abuse and everything. And I don't want to get on the path to becoming wealthy and get rich. And lo and behold, I didn't. When I was young and I was running the streets, I made a good amount of money as a teenager. I ain't gonna cap, but it's nothing to what I have now. How I make the money and the amount of money I make, it's a great relationship. So it feels way better than it did when I was doing what I was doing to make money. And to me, that's so important because, and this is an illustration of money as a magnifying glass. So you can see it's a dollar bill, but it's a magnifying glass pointed right at one part of the dollar bill, which makes it even bigger. And there's little characteristics in there too. If you get the book, y'all will see it says anger, hate, smile, truth, just to kind of show you that those things are already in you. And money is just going to expand them even more. So you got to think, if you like to drink and you don't make that much money, what you think you're going to do when you get out of money? You're going to drink more. If that's already who you are. And depending on how old you are, they say old habits die hard. So depending on how old you are, you've been doing this for a long time. If you like to be able to eat a certain type of food and eat foods and have all these snacks and processed foods and things that, no matter what, not to judge anybody, they're just not healthy. They're not healthy for you. What you think you're going to do when you get more money? You're going to go and spend that money on it. Money it tells you yes. It tells you yes, because the option is there. And most of the times, the things that's stopping you from having that option is money, which is what we'll talk about. So if you have the money and then you have the option to receive that yes, you got to tell yourself no. That's why another quote in here is, let me say it, and it talks about yeses and nos. This is one of my favorite ones. Let me find it real quick. See if it's in here. So pretty much, just for the sake of time, it's like you have to learn how to say no without money because you hear less of it. Oh, there you go. Learn to say no to yourself without money because you hear it less when you have money. Learn to say yes. Learn to say no to yourself without money because you hear it less when you have money. That's how it is. What do you think celebrities always get invited to places? They get, because people already know they're good for it. So like, we'll invite them. We'll invite him. We'll invite him. Yeah, they good. We'll invite her. She can have it because they already know that you're good for it. So the goal is to be able to become the person that you want to be when you know that money is just going to make you more of that person. And to me, that's the reason why creative become better, more money. That's why it's not called more money, because there's so many ways to make money. I could have been rich off of so many different ways, legal and illegal. But how I became where I'm at and how I get to where I'm going matters more than anything to me. That's why I chose this route. And for people who are watching this, I hope that this is a philosophy that I can help instill in y'all as well. To say, you know what, man, how I get there matters. You know, I might not be there tomorrow, but how I get there matters. So it might take a little bit longer. It's a different route as long as I get there. And the person that you become is more valuable at the end of the day because you can't lose that. You can get the $100. You can get the $100,000, but if you didn't come the right person to get it, you're going to lose it. But can you get it again? Can you get it 3 times? Can you lose it 3 times and get it 4 times? So that's what matters the most. And I think for that one, I put whatever you are without money, you will be more of it with it for that. And the reason I'm saying I put these little reds, I try to put like I said, the red and the little small descriptions of each principle within the description for y'all on YouTube. So the next thing is, it takes emotion to make money and logic to keep it. So this one here, this was a good one, y'all. It's coming from I'm laughing. I'm gonna tell y'all why. So if y'all see the illustration, it's a dollar sign in the shape of a brain and a heart. So the top part is a heart and the bottom part is a brain. And it says, use your passion to fuel your ideas. So for a while, I understood the importance of emotions and how it related to passion and wanted to do the things that I wanted to do. But I really didn't get the logic side. You know, I'm a double water sign. So I don't know if y'all believe in zodiacs and all of that, but I definitely learned a lot. It's definitely helped me become more of a well-versed, more well-rounded person with understanding people as well. I'm a Scorpio, Cancer rising and a Scorpio sun sign. So that's a lot of emotion, but it's power. And if you can understand the power behind your passion and the fuel that you have when you wake up and you're like, man, I love playing basketball. I love playing video games. I love doing prize picks. I love painting. I love knitting. I love talking to people. Whatever it is that you feel that you love, that's cool. That's a passion. That's a hobby. But hobbies don't turn into businesses until they make money. And money is 100% logical. Numbers are 100% logical if y'all understand what's going on with this. Know the numbers. It's logic. So it takes emotion to make the money, because that's what's going to go out there and be like, okay, this is my passion. This is the thing I'm doing. The money is made literally once you create the product. The logic comes in when it comes with the strategies and the numbers and when to spend money here and when to pay the marketing and when to say, you know what, I need to be able to do this day, and the discipline. Those are all logical things. All right, I need to send 5 of these. I need to make sure I'm a man of my word. I'm a woman of my word. I have to be accountable. I said I'm going to send 10 emails. I'm going to do 20 calls. That's all logical. The logic is going to be able to keep the momentum going and keep you going. So that's why it's good for y'all to have both. For you to say, you know what? I'm going to use my passion to receive this money. I'm going to use my passion to be able to help me build this up, but I need my logic to keep it, because I need to make these smart decisions and be logical when it comes to how I allocate my time and when I work with the money, how I work and deal with the numbers. So that's what it says here. Passion fuels the car, logic steers the car. So we'll go to number 9. So number 9 is, the cost of spending money is freedom. And as you can see here, it's like a little credit card machine, but on it, instead of saying a price, it says freedom. And if you see those little cards on there, and they look like little debit credit cards that say Visa, but instead of saying Visa, it says life. So this was really, really beautiful one to me. This is probably my second favorite one after the money one with the mother, and money care for those who care for it. And the first quote on here says, "The money you spend today will either free or enslave you." So this one was powerful for me too, because it's kind of like what I said earlier with the options and being able to have these options to do these things, and all money is just giving you an option, and the fact that you don't have that option is because you don't have the money. In the exact same way now is when I say freedom, I don't mean physical freedom. I say freedom as in physical freedom. Yes, I do mean that, but more than that, I mean the freedom to have the option to go from this thing to that thing. Like, the reason why people have what they have is because the amount of money that they have. And it's simply that. The reason why you have this option or don't have this option, because there's a number behind that. There's a number that is stopping you. So you can stay in a house that's 100 million. That person had enough money to have that option, to have that freedom to say yes to that purchase. Whether you stand in a crib that's $700 a month, and man, I hope you living in a decent place for that price. Because geez, I remember the days when it was that cheap, but $1,500, $2,000, whatever the price for your rent is, or wherever you're paying, the amount of money you have is allowing you to have that option or not have that option or not have other options, because that's where you're at in life. So the cost of spending your money is the freedom that you're trading off. So when you're spending $20, you're not just spending $20. You're not spending $50 a Hamilton or a Jackson or a Grant. You're spending however much time and energy that it took you to be able to get that. So, and you can think about it. You spent $20, and let's say you make $20 an hour, $30 an hour. You can spend $20 an hour, or you can spend $20 in seconds. Literally, half a second, $20 gone. Half a second, $30 gone. But it took you a whole 60 minutes to get that same amount of money back. So do y'all not see that? And now you're bound to that. So now, because you spent that $20, you got to go back, probably to a job that you don't like, around some people that you don't like, doing some hours that you probably don't like. And if all those things are opposite and you do like them, then you're better than most as far as choices, to go replace that same level of freedom that you gave up. So I want y'all to get this drilled in your mind, that when you're giving up your money, you're not giving up the money. The cost of spending money is not money. The cost of spending money is your freedom. You're giving up your freedom for tomorrow. You're giving up your freedom to do other things. Opportunity cost. Because you spent that 20, now you have to go spend however much time it takes for you to go make that money back. Especially because most people don't understand this. Time isn't money. And they're stuck there. They're stuck there. And their word time is money. So, well, I make $20 an hour. I spent $100 yesterday. I got to go work 5 hours to get it back. Matter of fact, let's throw 6 on there because of taxes. So once you can get the mentality to understand that the cost of spending your money is freedom, you're going to be really different about your money. You're like, dang, hold on. How much time I spent? How much freedom I spent to get this $20? I don't know. For girls too. Nah, I'm sorry. I can't go Dutch. I can't go out. I can't spend the gas to get there. And so I'm like, I'm gonna always be equal. Old dudes, man, I'm sure I can't go out there. You know what I'm saying? And I can't go get the $100 back. It just ain't worth it. Now you got to determine if it's worth it or not for you, and all those different things, which in economics, econs, we call it utility, but that's a whole other conversation. So hopefully y'all understand that. And the last thing is, your money goes in the same direction as you. So this one's really, really fine, but it's really little. So I'd love for y'all to get the book to see the illustration, but it's a whole bunch of compasses. And the due north on the compass, the north is a $. And the quote says, let's find one that's relevant, because I feel like the first quote that represents this picture, well, it's not the first, obviously. The first quote is, your money goes in the same direction as you, but the ones following that are the one that's not my favorite one. Okay, the direction of your financial compass will determine your destination. And like I mentioned earlier, before I realized the recording cut off, is that it says the direction of your financial compass will determine your destination. You have to think about that. Whichever way that you set your life, and whatever path that you're building out for your life based off of your choices, that's the destination that you will end up. So picture this. Picture you building some bricks, right? And you're laying the path. But the bricks that you're building, they're not solid. They're not sticking together. How far do you think you're going to be able to get with that? How far are you think you're going to be able to get with bricks that aren't solid? And that's how you got to think about when you're building this foundation to get to where you want to get with your money and the choices. You have to see, okay, I want to set my financial compass in this direction of wealth, of financial freedom, of living and doing what I love to do. Even if, let's say, I don't get rich from it, at least I'm getting paid to do what I love to do, and it takes care of my bills and my general needs. I mean, that's enough. That should be enough, and then everything else of that is more. Let's just say that's what your goals are. You have to think about what steps need to be taken and what qualities and what traits are on that path to be able to be built for you to walk it. Because if you don't know what's along the path, you're not going to know what to do along that path. And of course, life takes iteration. It takes being able to try things out first and detours. But if you can understand from a physiological, excuse me, I don't know why I'm getting stuck right now, philosophical standpoint from your mind, then you will build that up in your mind first and say, you know what, okay. And even if you have to go look at other people and copy other people who you want to be like and aspire, man, that person was disciplined. That person is practicing accountability. That person said in this book that, you know, you have to be able to be sound and have sound judgment. You have to follow through with your decisions and your choices. These are all each little trait I just mentioned can be a building block. It can be a block in a row. Like, okay, cool. It takes perseverance. Okay, what's another one? Oh, okay, it takes logic. Okay, it takes understanding numbers. We can even use this, for example. This right here can be the building blocks. You can use each one of these to be the building block. Okay, wealth starts in the mind. I have to be able to understand my ideas. Okay, I need to know the numbers. I need to be able to pay attention to the transactions that I spend my money and know where my money is going. Okay, cool. Being broke is selfish. So that means the only way for me to be able to give more to people is I have to have more. If I have more, then I can give more, and then people will give to me. Like I explained earlier, time isn't money. I can't just only concentrate on making money through time, because then I always try to be able to put an unlimited thing to a limited thing. Just go down. Money is energy. You can use these principles to build out the path for you that can be the path that you want to take to set you in the right direction, y'all. So the choices that you make are like the bricks that you lay in the road to the path that you want to walk. And once you start understanding that, you'll start realizing the direction that you go in is going to be a direction you either want to be in or not want to be in. And I'll end it with this. A few things, actually. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe too. I know I ain't said that enough during this video, but we here. Y'all know what's going on. But Jim Rohn said something. There's only a few people who I think changed his life more than mine. I mean, only a few people who changed my life more than him. He said, in 5 years, you will arrive. But where is the question? And that always goes to my head, because it's like, no matter what, the time is going to keep timing. The time going to keep going. So in a year, you're going to be somewhere. But where? That's up to you. 6 months, you're going to be somewhere. 2 weeks, you're going to be somewhere. Your life can change instantly. You can go outside, make a dumb decision, do something crazy. You can go drive to the store and do one crazy thing, and that was just your time. It was like, dang, now you got all type of options. So it's flip side. I'll never say bad or good. I just say flip side. It's two sides. So you gotta understand, you will arrive somewhere, but where do you want to arrive? It's up to your choices, and your money is gonna follow wherever you go. It's gonna be right along with you. It's either gonna be right along with you or it ain't gonna be there at all. And the last thing I want y'all to say is that everybody's life starts off with a blank canvas the moment that they feel strong enough to make their own choices, whether they making the right choice or the wrong choice, or whether it's too young or they're too young or too early. The moment you kind of feel like, oh, I got this mama, I got this daddy, you start off with a blank canvas. And every choice you make after that is a brush stroke. It's a stroke to paint the picture, the masterpiece, or the felt work that you love. And I'll end it with what it says on the back of the book, y'all. It says, our financial landscape is a blank canvas. Each choice is a brush stroke that can create a masterpiece or a result in a failed work. These 100 quotes will help you design a financial future that reflects your true desires. Let's create the masterpiece you deserve. J.B. Waters. So I want to say thank y'all for coming to this crash course, man. Y'all go tap in, jbwaters.com, jbwaters.com, jbwaters.com. This book won't be up there. Like I said, I'm going to take it down it should be back up in a week, but there's a typo in here that I noticed. And I only want the best for the best, and it become better, more money. Y'all are the best, so we're going to do the best for the best. But yeah, there's other books on there. There's Have Your Happiness. Let me get them. I got the other ones, but I got Have Your Happiness up there too. Got some successful self-talk up there. But yeah, we on this right now. This is the crash course. I'm going to get the full course out for y'all. I promise you I'm going to make it. for a good price, because I want everybody to be able to really get this in here. The full course is going to have the ability for me to give you the tools that you can use to leverage these principles. Also, it's going to be a level for you can actually connect with me one-on-one and have the option to kind of help navigate through this together. Just different things. But like I said, I want everybody to be able to connect with it and see a good offering to where you can have some time to change your life. But also know everything is not for everybody. So if it's not for you, then it's just not for you. But hopefully you can still stick around. But much love. I appreciate y'all. Y'all go check out the Words with Waters playlist as well. And y'all go tap in with the Become Better, More Money playlist, because as soon as I'm done with these courses, we jumping right back into that. As usual, man, y'all make sure y'all stay well, be conscious, and write your world into existence. Waters, love.